Okay, so you'll notice the recording cuts off suddenly when I say 4 minutes, and that's because I accidentally cut it off again. I'm really bad at this. So, um, we're gonna pull our maps into Photoshop. I have Photoshop, works just fine in GIMP. GIMP is free. I will link you another texture tutorial at the bottom that a friend of mine did. So we're gonna go over the maps a little bit. This is the diffuse map, and it's the basic colors of the outfit. Um, that's how it works in DA2. It shows the colors and shows some minor details. This is the normal map, and it shows like the heights of objects. It's, very basic, shows wrinkles, the heights of threads, buttons, that sort of thing. This is the specular. In DA2, it's like a dark, usually dark black with very minimal color to it, and that determines how bright and shiny something is. And this is the tint map, and tint maps in DAI work much differently than in DA2 and DAO. So tint maps in DA2 and DAO tinted the skin color, like on the Baby Hawk's outfits, it told the game whether Carver had dark arms or whether Bethany had white skin or she had some other skin tone, and it worked for Hawk's armors that Hawk could wear. But in DI, I believe it colors the different outfits, and that's going to benefit us a little bit. So first we need to make this not that pale purplish, because it's supposed to actually be bright blue, and if you view it in the Texture Explorer in the DI mod maker, you'll see it's a bright, vibrant blue. So we imported it at 32 bits instead of default sizes, which is everything else is a default sizes. This you import at 32, and then you go to image, mode, 8 bits. I believe it's 8 bits. I've also done it on 16 bits though. Exposure and gamma. Click OK. Levels, and then you type, or you can just move this slider, I believe, to 45, 0.45. I see it's got that nice little blue. Merge down. Check that we're still recording. I'm starting to get paranoid. I'm sorry. So after you've done that, you're going to select the green layer from here and paste it over this. And you can do the same for this. And this will basically give some detail and some minor color and depth to our diffuse. And you can set these to overlay, or you can set them to soft light, hard light. Normally you want to set it to overlay because it doesn't make it as strange looking, but I also like to mix it up by setting one to soft light and one to hard light. But you can see the little details and how they change. So we can keep that at hard light. We're going to set this to overlay. And then you could take and reduce the opacity, whatever you want to say, and just to reduce the detail so it's less clashy. Keep this at 90. So cool. And then we're also going to use this tint map real quick to make a new normal map. So go back here, deselect it. I'm actually going to all new document, and then we're going to title it HF arm is a OD, because that's what it'll say in the MAU. Or ON, not OD, I'm sorry. The normal map saves as ON, diffuse saves as OD, normal saves as ON, and specular saves as OS, and tint as OT. So click OK. Now I'm going to need to make an alpha channel. Just a new alpha channel, and for the blue you bucket fill it with black. For the red you don't touch it. And for this we go select the green, and you'll see it'll get that nice orange that it has in the DA2 texture maps, but you still need to paste the red layer to the alpha. We deselect. And in fact, in our imports, the UV maps will be flipped. So you flip the texture maps upside down. Just go to image, image rotation, flip vertical. File, save as, DDS, and then I'm going to go to tools, my modding, Isabella. I'm gonna go art, characters, player character, human, female, textures. You can see the normal maps are saved here. So we're gonna click save, and we're going to select DTX5, not using DTX5 normal map, just DTX5. Save. It'll take a minute. And we're done. Check the time. Okay, cool, 5 minutes. So over here, go back over here. We're not going to flip this just yet because I don't want to spend my time flipping the tint map just yet. We can close this one too because we don't need it, and this one as well. Now, you see it's got this red, green, and blue colors, and you can always just copy it over and make a new copy the layer multiple times and then erase the green on red on one and the green and blue on another and blah blah blah. Or you just go to channels where it says red. You just copy each channel and paste over top. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. This is just my preferred method. I can end up with 3 channels like this. Make 3 empty channels for it. I'm going to make these all invisible, and I'm going to make each subsequent one invisible. And then you go down here to this little FX where it says add a layer style, blending options. You get this. You see this little line? You just move it until it's about halfway, and that'll erase all of the black. You don't have to erase every single little bit of black, but you just want to erase most of it. Or you can use the magic eraser, but this I find easier because it'll get rid of all the little small bits inside. You take this and you merge down to the invisible layer so that when you apply textures or patterns, it's more like a layer mask so that it won't be covering the whole thing. And if you erase too much, you'll see you'll lose some fine details, so you want to keep it about halfway. Okay, merge down. Okay, merge down. And you don't have to texture it this way. You can use a completely different method. This again is just what I like. And I like to take this and pull it under here so that I keep those fine details. So I'm going to texture her shirt, and I'm going to use a pattern overlay, but you can use a texture and make a clipping mask. So I'm going to make it a white color. Okay, and this is kind of why you want this to stay at overlay or something, so it keeps that detail. So you see that's a nice little white pattern to it. And then you get this one is, oh, because it's invisible. Check the time again. Alright. Then you just go through with each. This one will be the pants. We're going to make the pants a nice brown like they are in that. Give it a nice leather texture. Click OK. And then we're going to give this one a nice little cloth. And it'll do the glove as well, but you can just do a layer, duplicate layer, 9, and then go down, and on layer 9 you can just erase the non-glove part. And then if you erase too much, you can just go back over, then magic eraser it away. So, you know, just whatever you're comfortable with if you want to split them up so that it doesn't end up with the cape texture. Change the time again. Alright. And the cape texture, we're going to use this pattern. Alright, I'm going to stop real quick and then come back.